Meet Juan. A typical 23-year-old university student, Juan loves socializing, gaming, going to the cinema, and frequenting bars and nightclubs with friends. Despite Juan's 1,883 Facebook friends and 456 Instagram followers, Juan has never felt more alone and unconnected. Juan has been feeling under the weather. He finds it hard to get out of bed in the mornings. He meets up with friends, but in the back of his mind he is constantly thinking about work, essays, and other stress. He is always tired but cannot sleep. To the outside world he is confident and strong, but the anxiety and insecurities have taken over recently. This is not uncommon for the young adults of our generation. But what should Juan do? Today we meet with Dr. Dan from the Institute of Psychology, Sydney. So, Doctor, how would you help Juan?
Juan is showing common signs of depression. Depression is becoming an increased problem. Modern medicine has sure helped relieve symptoms, but it's not a way for a long-term solution. If one wants to change his state of mind and ultimate his happiness for good, there's only one way. It is the safest, healthiest, and most successful option for people like Juan, as well as a solution to many other mental and physical conditions out there, and that is wellness therapy.
But what if we don't have time to meditate daily or even weekly? Life is busy. Outdoor meditation is not always a practical solution, but there is something that we can do without actually doing anything, and that is to become mindful. Wow, good start, Juan. Wilderness therapy is a subset of adventure-based therapy. It is the use of wilderness expeditions for the purpose of therapeutic intervention. There are a range of different types of wilderness therapy programs. Some grow out of a survival approach and some out of an outdoors approach. Their aim is to guide participants towards self-reliance and self-respect. Wilderness-based outdoor adventure programs are intended to produce a positive change in participants. There are a significant number of these programs, with researchers reporting that in 1994 alone there were over 40,000 students participating in outward-bound programs. A major goal of these programs is the improvement and development of participants' self-concept and self-efficacy through wilderness-based activities. These activities provide opportunities for physical, emotional, and cognitive challenges and opportunities for success. Research has demonstrated that these programs have an impact on participants' awareness of themselves and others. Another goal of some programs is to create and foster a wilderness environmental program that enhances the participants' ability to perceive and identify with the environment and to generate concern and commitment to the continued preservation of nature and wilderness. It is a great way to learn about the self, others, and environment. Wilderness therapy draws upon the philosophies of Kurt Hahn. Although the therapy is often used for behaviour modification by the families of young people, the aims and methods of wilderness therapy do not centre on behaviour modification. Many wilderness programs avoid what they view as manipulations, contrived activities, psychological games, and contrived consequences. Most programs employ no force or confrontation. Rather, it is about stress, assertiveness, open communication between staff and students, and are very group-orientated. There is no standardized model for the therapy, since many models of wilderness therapy are reflective of different programs, although most usually contain some core principles. For example, a series of tasks that are increasingly difficult in order to challenge the participants. Teamwork activities for working together, the presence of psychiatrist or therapist as a group leader, and the use of therapeutic process such as reflection journal or self-evaluation. Michael Connor of the Mental Research Institute states that wilderness therapy programs trace their origins to outdoor survival programs that place children in a challenging environment where determination, communication, and team efforts were outcomes. Through contemplative practice, and the experiential outdoor classroom, students gain further self-awareness and the ability to respond to whatever arises in the moment. Humans are reliant on the sun for energy, the earth for food, trees for air, and water for drinking. But when we go about our busy lives, it is easy to take the water, air, and plants around us for granted. The practice of mindfulness takes us off autopilot. It allows us to pause and experience the present moment and give gratitude for all of the elements of the natural world that support our daily lives. The term mindfulness refers to a deliberate awareness of our surroundings and an appreciation for the present moment. Too much of our thoughts are occupied with recalling past events, things we have done and said, and worrying about the future. A lot of the time we are so preoccupied that we miss the present moment altogether. Learning to be mindful can lead to a deeper sense of awareness and connection to whatever we are experiencing. Therefore, being mindful in nature can help us to become more appreciative of our surroundings and therefore more positive and truly happy people. Stepping outside to practice mindfulness allows us to connect, appreciate, and develop a relationship with the natural world. Being mindful in nature is easy, and if practiced, can become second nature in no time. Here are a few meditative steps we can practice to start the process of being mindful. First of all, go outside. Take a walk to a park, forest, or even your own back garden and find somewhere to sit. Start by closing your eyes. Become aware of your breathing. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Begin to notice the sounds around you. Start to focus on the song and movement of the birds and the sound of the wind in the trees. Next, feel the sun on your skin. Keep attention on all parts of the body where you can feel the sun. Remember that all the life and energy on earth comes from the power of the sun. Feel the air moving across your skin. Become aware of the earth supporting you. Now concentrate on your breathing. Try to do this for up to 2 minutes without letting your thoughts distract you. Inhale and exhale. Mindfulness is an essential part of Buddhism. We can use Buddhist ideas to find ways to combat stress and anxiety. Research suggests that mindfulness through meditation is not only mentally beneficial, it can also improve immune function, reduce blood pressure, and enhance cognitive function. Proximity to green space has been associated with lower levels of stress and reduced symptomology for depression and anxiety, while interacting with nature can improve cognition for children with attention deficits and individuals with depression. The important features of restorative environments identified by ART include the experience of being away, in which a person feels a sense of escape from the stressful demands of daily life, and extent, in which a perception of vastness and connectedness in an environment helps to promote a relaxed, related experiences of being away. Further results show many additional benefits that other therapies do not. For example, promotion of more effective coping, improved self-esteem, increased social connection to and trust in others, and increased help-seeking and self-efficacy. The reason for the many benefits lies in the opportunities to help others, social inclusion, and personal group achievement. One essential element of this philosophy is a series of intense experiences in a natural setting that produce increasingly complex and difficult challenges for an individual to master to go on to the next challenge. This is the format of the typical wilderness adventure program. Through the process of trying to succeed at accomplishing these challenges, the individual builds a sense of self-worth and concern for those in danger. Studies have focused on aspects of have found that efficiency improved immediately following the adventure experience. Biophilic buildings are a new way to fuse the urban architecture with nature. Many people would believe that biophilic constructions are simply buildings with more plants than usual. However, these buildings are so much more than this. They are used to support and improve human health. The goal of urban designers is to create a calming ambience in the space through the use of green areas. This allows people to reduce their daily stress levels while at the same time feel more connected to nature. Some biophilic buildings can reduce exposure to toxic chemicals and enhance access to natural daylight. People staying in biophilic buildings have been proven to feel more relaxed in comparison with other types of constructions. Adding more trees and plants to a building is not only aesthetically pleasing, it is an innovative way to combine design and science for the well-being of man. So, how do you think the non confrontational manner of experiential learning and being mindful in nature is helpful to a person's well being?
Well, I have a meditation reminder on my phone to help me keep my priorities straight. And I have taken daily walks in the woods with my dogs, which are meditative but not exactly like meditation. So I understand the idea that meditating should be about discipline, focus. And when I'm walking around the woods, I'm pretty loose, but it's not hard to make an outside time and true meditation practice. Researcher, research as well as my own experience have proven meditating outdoors can offer a new alternative and change to your life. The therapeutic benefits are hidden and we are waiting to be explored. I am one of those people that know personally how being outside to meditate makes not just a different type of meditation experience, but show ways even more profound one. There are many good reasons for this. Many of us have experienced meditating in a quiet room that is free from any and all the distractions, no sounds, dim lights, and through we are one against in world and our environment is trying deeply to engage ourselves with deeper inner thoughts. But however, it's sometimes difficult to quiet our minds with all the constant input from our surroundings. Life is constantly changing with the environment noises and disruptions. So, if we want to find our playfulness that comes from meditation, maybe we need to allow and find ways to learn how meditation, despite all the surrounding sounds and distractions that exist. Also, scientific research has proven that can increase your capacity for mindfulness, support, and attitudes that contribute to a satisfactory life. Also, being mindful makes it easier to savor the pleasure in life as they occur, helps you become fully engaged in activities, and creates a greater capacity to deal with adverse events. Also, it's worth noticing that by focusing on the here and now, many people who practice mindfulness find a way that are less likely to get caught up in the worries about the future or the regrets over the past. Those things are less preoccupied with concerns about success and self-esteem and are better able to form deep concentrations with others. As well as a better risk well-being, scientists have discovered the benefits of mindfulness techniques help improve physical health in a numerous ways. For example, mindfulness can help in relieve stress, treat heart diseases, lower blood pressure, reduce chronic pain, improve sleep, and also some gastrointestinal yeah, gastrointestinal difficulties. And well, it's also worth mentioning that in recent years, physiotherapists have turned to mindfulness meditation as an important element in treatment of a number of problems, including depression, substantial abuse, sometimes eating disorders, conflicts with your partners, anxiety disorders, obesity, and compulsive disorder. Some experts believe that mindfulness works in part by helping people to accept their experience, including painful emotions, rather than rejecting them with an aversion and avoidance.
So, since doing all this research on meditation, have you tried out meditating outdoors?
Yeah, I have tried a couple of times, and I could say that in the theory they describe meditation as a very good way to reduce stress and combat depression. But the first time, the theory doesn't tell you that the first time it actually can be more stressful because, for example, staying 5 minutes, like only breathing and clearing out your mind, can actually be stressful because you cannot achieve that in the first time you meditate. On the first week you are meditating. So I could say the first, like, let's say 5 sessions actually was more stressful, but with time, with progress, you can actually achieve the goal. But yes, I could say yes, it will help you, but you have to be patient to achieve
Mm.
that goal.
Oh, that's interesting. There has been an explosion of interest in healthy living and leading the right kind of lifestyle recently that is constantly being promoted on Instagram through posts of superfoods and people exercising. Do you think that these photographs of goji berry smoothies or post workout selfies are really an expression of clean living that's inspiring a generation of healthy young people, or is it just another obsessive and restrictive fashion statement? Is this kind of healthy living really embracing nature and making us happy, or is it adding even more pressure and promoting insecurity in our generation?
Well, we can say that social media has been affecting our lifestyle since it was introduced to the general public. And yes, we can say people sometimes are making or they are pretending to do some activities in the outdoors or like exercising or stuff like that because they want to look as very interesting or like they're like, oh, super cool people to their friends or their followers. The spirits of hiking and meditation and awareness are not safe of these social media trends, and it seems that people are just going to the nature or to the woods to take a very good looking pictures. But however, taking photos and sharing these pictures to other people isn't that action isn't really bad. And yes, you can say photography was built somehow in that manner because the essence of taking a picture is to capture a special moment to be safe for the prosperity. The problem starts when people do this kind of stuff just to be popular. They don't realize the true beauty of outdoors, and yeah, that's bad, and sometimes it's even worse because they look uh, like idiots that they don't know what's going on, and this also can be affect the ecosystem because they are doing stuff that is not supposed to be. And for example, meditating in the outdoors can be a very charming experience, but if you don't really like appreciate it, then why you go outside and meditate or take just a picture doing some yoga or Buddhism postures with a good looking background. And it's even worse than sometimes people just do this kind of stuff and they don't realize that uh, they are putting their lives in risk. Because, for example, let's take the, the case of the wedding cake at the Royal National Park, that it was a rock and many people like for some reason decided to take pictures there and it became a very huge social media trend. But the problem is that the rock was actually like getting weaker and it was like cracking, and unfortunately some people died just to take a good picture there. And right now the wedding cake is closed and the cracks that it received from all the extra weight that it was not supposed to receive is going to actually make the yeah, that white rock is going to disappear in a few years. So we can say in some manner that social media kill the wedding cake.